Guys, how's it? So tonight I'm in the garage just doing a little bit of oil pumps. Got a couple of oil pumps lying around that came with some motors that I'm busy doing. Just checking them out, seeing if they're in spec, and I thought I'll take the opportunity to show you the difference between an NA pump and a GTE pump, and also for the guys who want to flow it, how to flow it and what to look out for. Even if you want to reuse the pump, what to look out for. So let's have a look. So first of all, if you're going to take off your back plate, I would recommend to get a little power driver. See, this one is already bent just from opening a couple of screws, just on these three pumps that I'm busy doing at the moment. So going to look at this one. This is a GTE pump. So first of all, let's quickly look at the differences. This is NA pump. So GTE, you can already see the outer ring is bigger than the NA. And if you look at, I'll show you these two surfaces. If you look at this pressurizing surface, it's way bigger than this guy over here. So there's much more pressure being generated with the oil squeezing in this than on this guy. But there's still nothing wrong with this this guy. So basically the design is the same. If we look at, let's take this guy for example. Okie dokes. So first of all, let's go back here. Let's look at the damage. Let's look at why this pump is rubbish. Okay, so that was this one. You can see when I'm looking at the surfaces over here, there's a lot of scratches. So that's had a lot of damage. And this pump actually, when you look at it, this upper ring was installed the wrong way around. You see there's a right way and a wrong way. There's a little dot. There's a little dot sitting there, and it needs to face up. So if I show you on this ring, you can actually see, let me see if I can zoom in a little better there. You can actually see where the wear is on this. You see, so on the inside of this ring, we've basically got some shiny marks, and that's where the inner ring was pushing on it. And this surface is actually taper, so that is definitely smaller that side, a little bit bigger this side, and that's obviously to push the oil to one side and have this little mark on the top. That's what you got. So looking at this guy, you can also see a lot of damage. This is on the inner ring, a lot of damage, a lot of scratches on this, and you can see there's a little bit of damage on there. Looks like it was chip marks. And looking at the top of that, let's have a look. You can also see there is a big chip out there. All right, and then you also look for some pitting marks. You can see, if you see any pitting marks, you see all the pitting marks on this one. So this one has had a hard life. Same on this one. You can see there's a lot of scratches on this surface. See there, a lot of scratches there, and also a lot of pitting marks. You know, when you look at that, a lot of pitting marks on the inside. If I can get a better view of that for you. Any case, so that one definitely can't be saved. That'll be screwed. Any case, so let's have a look at the oil pickup and the flow. If you want to flow it, there is a 90 degree there. So you'll get your little Dremel in there, and you just try and round that corner. So obviously the oil comes in, get that rounded. Let's zoom out a little bit. Okay, so the oil comes into this galley. You can polish this galley up if you like. Also around here, but it's not needed. This pump flows a lot of oil, gets squeezed, gets pushed back in here. So this is where the magic happens. If you look on this little spot, let's see if we can get a better angle for you on there. Okay, so your oil basically comes in here if you need to, and it goes out this hole. This is your pressure relief valve. So if you get your Dremel in there, you'll just round this a little bit, get this hole, open it up a little bit, flare it open, and get it polished up nice and so forth. And then obviously on the relief valve, what you can do, what I've also done is that bolt out there turns out. Then you've basically got your relief valve sitting in there, and what happens if the oil pressure gets too high, that lifts up and basically bleeds the oil back into your oil feed and recirculates that. So one thing you see on the GTE pumps, what happens if this back plate is not tied on correctly, then I see a lot of this happening on the pump. It looks like the oil pushed through there. You can see on all three pumps we've got that. Looks like oil started pushing through right there. This one is a little bit less, but still you can see some pitting marks there. Okie dokes. So make sure when you get this screwed back on, if you're opening it up, get this cleaned out properly with some carb cleaner. Clean it out. Make sure that you are cleaning your screws, and make sure that you put that plate down with the proper force that it needs to go back. And then what you could do, if you want to increase a little bit of oil pressure, if you put a washer, a size washer in there, you'd probably get a, let's have a look, if I've got some washers, something similar like this. This is a normal size washer we've got here. That's probably about 1.6 millimeter, even less than that. If you put one of those washers in there, you'll probably get your pressure up by about 0.5 bar, which is what, 7 psi more, which is, you know, this pump already flows a lot of oil. The more it flows, I had issues where I'm basically sucking the sump dry. So on the dyno it was perfectly fine, we didn't have any problems. Once we take it off the dyno, get to the street, then with the G-forces and so forth, the oil generates, then it just sucks the sump dry. So added more oil to it, still had the same problem. Went back, reversed engineered, and saw that this pump actually has way more than what you need. So yeah, hopefully that helps you guys out, and have a good evening.